Yo, Rick, what's up, man?
What is going on, baby? How's it going?
Back at it again. Going good, brother. Going good. Had a busy day, busy week, but we're back at it for another episode. Same channel, same place. You know the deal.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get this episode started. Episode what? 21?
We there. Yep.
Woo! Let's do it. Ready? Episode 21 starts now. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Media Chop Up. I am your boy Serge, aka Sergerilla, and we are joined by my brother Rick.
What's going on, man? If you like movies as much as we do, man, this is where you want to be. Media Chopper Podcast, where we talk that hot ish about movies and cinema and everything in between.
Word, son, word. That's right. So yeah, man. So a bunch of movies have come out. I gotta look up what movies have come out this year. I'm just curious. I think you said previously that it's been a bunch of letdowns thus
So
far.
far, yeah. So far,
You know, the little things.
but there's hope on the horizon.
Yeah. Listen, little things definitely let me down. I gotta see what else has come out, but big things. We'll start off with the first one, and this was a highly anticipated and very surprising that they finally decided to come up with a sequel 30 years later, and
30
that movie is
coming.
coming to
Oh,
America. I got it right here. Bang! Coming to America 2.
fuck you too.
Can you do the Eddie Murphy laugh?
That was terrible. That was terrible. My bad, Eddie.
It's all right. It's something. My bad, Eddie. Right? I saw an interview with his daughter.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with his daughter, and they asked her to do the laugh, and bro, it was so horrible. It
Yeah, she
was
can't even do her
so
own dad
it was
laugh.
so horrible, bro. I had faith that being that she lives with the man, and she was
Right.
like, he don't even laugh like that often. He doesn't even do that. You know, but like she was like, I was like, whoa, that was horrible. You know, but nonetheless, she was in the movie as well. So coming to America too, man. I mean, when I heard about this, we all said to ourselves, how can this happen? Story wise, like how can they make a sequel on this? It seems pretty, clear cut. He found his woman. He came to Queens to find her from Zamunda, right? Directly next door to what's it called? In the Marvel universe, Black Panther.
Wakanda.
Wakanda and Zamunda are neighbors, and on the other side is Nextdorian, right? Is that what?
Dorian. Yeah, that shit was so
Yeah,
corny. Oh
that
my
was
god.
corny. That was corny. That was corny.
A
But
lot of movies do that corny shit too. Avatar did it. Unobtainium.
well, they got
Fuck
a
yeah.
they got a sequel coming out, baby. I can't wait.
So fucking lazy, man. Unobtainium. Really. Who the fuck co-signed that shit? That's a fantastic idea. Let's run with it.
Yeah, they got so much going on, but who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they pretty much brought back 98% of everybody. Eddie Murphy's the queen who played Eddie Murphy's mother. She passed away, so she was unable to come back. But of
Wow.
course, they got his dad, as the
Jones, yeah.
king. Yep, James Earl Jones. Excuse me. He was in it. Man, that man don't age, and that man he's. I hope he's around forever, man. God bless him.
He lost a little bit of that bass in his voice, though. I noticed. I was like, wait, where's that bass
Yeah,
we all know and love?
wasn't he on Sprint commercials at one point? Like, oh
I
man,
think so.
he's still doing commercials.
Yeah, why
God
not?
bless him. God bless that man. So like yeah, so they brought back pretty much everybody, mostly everybody from the original. They stayed true to much of the roots of the original, which I thought was dope. Um,
Good.
they even brought back a bunch of other current stars that are in movies now and comedians and some, excuse me, some of them I'm not crazy about, but and,
Yeah.
but honestly, it did not, in my opinion, it did not disrupt the flow of the movie. The story, they found a way to continue it, and basically the premise of the story is this.
Woman
So,
empowerment.
huh?
Woman empowerment.
Oh, no. The storyline is this. Yeah, it was woman empowerment.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was.
but that wasn't the
Women's
driving.
History Month. So it was perfect timing.
It was, but it wasn't the driving force of the story. The driving force, the whole reason why he had to come back to America was why?
Because he had a bastard.
Because he had a bastard son,
Yep.
and honestly, he was content being in his country, thinking that he just had a bunch of daughters, and they were all very fierce and very strong, very educated. They represented well, but unfortunately, it's the man that becomes the prince who will take over for the king when he passes away, right? So they
Traditions,
can't,
right?
yeah, they can't pass that on to any of his daughters. So um, Wesley Snipes, who was awesome in this movie,
I,
um,
I
he
forgot how much I love that guy, man.
he was from the Nextdorian, right?
Mhm.
And he was pissed because his daughter was supposed to marry Eddie, right? Was it his
Mhm.
daughter? Yeah,
I don't know.
right.
Sister, I think. His
His
sister
sister was supposed to marry Eddie Murphy, and of course he just basically just
left
yeah,
the barking for
left
years,
her barking.
decades.
Yeah, that was a funny joke. He
Oh
had that
yeah.
he had that woman still barking to this day. So he was pissed because Eddie Murphy reneged on the whole marriage thing because he wanted to find himself. He wanted to find someone he was truly in love with and not someone that he just got set up with. He didn't believe in that, which is why in the original he went to New York. He went to New York and he went to Queens.
You know what I didn't like though, because they kind of painted Eddie's kingship role like if he was a pushover, a king, and that like Wesley Snipes' character was like walking over him, and that was never his character. Because if you remember in the first coming to America, he wasn't afraid of Samuel L. Jackson when he came in with the gun. He confronted him. Even
Yeah,
though it was against the odds, that was the kind of character he was. So I found that kind of weird that he was scared of
maybe.
Wesley
Uh,
Snipes' character
it wasn't even just scared of his character. I think he was more scared of his people and
and
going
breaking tradition, going to
breaking
war.
breaking tradition, which ironically he did originally when he broke tradition by finding his
Exactly.
own pride. So yeah, maybe with time he softened up a little bit. Who knows? He
Mm.
had all those daughters. A lot of the scenes he did were true to the original. He did
Mm.
the bow fights where with the sticks, the large bows, and he did the
Mm.
battles with his daughters, and was facing them, and they were pretty good. In the original, he fought Arsenio Hall,
Mm.
except that original sequence in the original was a lot more fun because he was doing flips and he was doing all types of very athletic moves. But now he's a lot. He got a nice little belly.
Those are stunt doubles.
Oh, of course, but he was.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but my point is that it went with the movie well. So in this one, he found out that when they were in the club and they were meeting all these chicks, there was one chick that they met, right? Who that Arsenio Hall told her, "Listen, this is a prince, and this is why we're here." She goes, "Don't worry, I'll make things happen for you." And she was not good looking. Who's the one who played that? The comedian. I gotta look up her name.
I forget her name, but I'm not a huge fan of hers, man.
She's not funny, bro. She was in Ghostbusters. She's
Yeah,
not funny at all, bro. Oh, we got a couple comments. Let me see.
yeah,
Uh, okay, yeah. So the sister of Snipes, the dog barker, is Veronica's mom from Shameless. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
yeah. I know.
I just caught that when I saw this last episode. Is that true?
I guess so.
I gotta see that again. Yeah. The dad bod. The guy has 10 freaking kids. I guess so. All right. So definitely, right? We all got dad bods, right? I had a dad bod before I had my baby, but
Yeah,
whatever.
same here.
Now I could call it a dad bod. But um, so like she basically blew some like magical freaking smoke in his face, and it was getting hot, and he basically doesn't remember, and she basically rode him like a freaking African animal,
She
and
wrote him like Seabiscuit.
they see this, and he basically had no idea that he got her pregnant, and that she had a boy, and he found out later on. And then all along, Arsenio Hall knew that he had a bastard son, but he figured they were content back at home as a Munda.
Right.
So then he basically said, "Listen, you actually do have a son," and because I think I don't know if him and his wife could continue having kids, or if they tried and there was no more, but or he couldn't stop producing daughters, but
Mhm.
he needed a son because you know Wesley Snipes basically was threatening him, like, "Listen, you
The
reneged on the
war,
deal.
yeah.
We're gonna go to war. You don't go back on your word, and if and if we take over, you're not going to be the king because you don't have a son. You don't have a son, so blah blah blah, whatever." So he felt like, "Oh shit, I gotta make something happen." So he went back to meet his son, and that's basically the premise of the story, right? And I think it
You know,
was very. What's
you,
up?
you know what I thought that they should have done? They should have gone like the whole paternity test route. Like they never confirmed that was his kid or not. They just told you the story. You had to take it at face value. And she said herself she was a little bit of a hoe.
She did say that. And then he called her a hoe. He was like, "Whoa, whoa, you don't call her a hoe."
Right.
Whatever. But very funny stuff, man. I enjoyed it. Um, a lot of people didn't like it. I would say that it made me laugh. Samuel L. Jackson wasn't in this one. I'm not sure why. I mean, granted, he was a thief. I mean, not a
Right.
thief. He was a burglar, and he tried to rob the McDowell's place, and then Eddie freaking undid his mop and with the stick basically took him out, even though he had a weapon. They could have found a way to get him in there. Who knows? Maybe he was involved in something different at the time, Samuel L. Jackson. So who knows? But man, they had so many people from the original. They had these rapping female twins that I didn't even remember from the original.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
You remember?
and then
The
when
debate.
when I finished watching that movie, I put on the old one just to put it on the TV, and I forwarded
So,
to that part, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's the same girls," and they wore like the same outfit and everything
right.
with their names or something like that. And I was like, I totally forgot about these girls. So they definitely dug in the goodie bag to make sure they tried it. The only thing that they really didn't do was when Eddie Murphy stepped out the window and was like, he screamed out, and then everyone was like in New York was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And he was like, "Yes, fuck you too," right?
They
But
do that.
the son, when he went to Zamunda, stepped out the window and screamed in Zamunda, but there's no one there to yell at you unless you talk about some animals, you
Ah, I
know.
got you. Right.
So they try to keep it true by having him scream in Zamunda, but there was no one to scream back. So and Eddie Murphy doesn't go that route anymore. He's not the same Eddie we saw in the '80s. That he doesn't like to curse. He's all about family, and it upsets a lot of us because that was vintage Eddie Murphy that we
Right.
loved. But and I feel like as a as a as a as a hmm, as a
Comedian?
fan, no, I'm talking about for us as a fan, we love realism. I guess I don't know what to call it. I'm not gonna say we love vulgarity, but
Mm,
we like the comedian that's very raw, right?
mm.
No pun intended, being that Eddie Murphy came out with a freaking show called Bell, but
Right.
like all the comedians at that time, people gravitated to the ones that were just very raw with their stories, talking about their cocaine issues or just cursing or just different things. People just thought it made things funnier. It made the punchlines funnier, right? And Eddie
Mm.
Murphy was one of those comedians, right? He was a great storyteller. He comes from a funny family. His brother was funny. He's funny, and he had that ability. Who was it? Who was it? There was a point where I think I saw an interview where Eddie Murphy was doing stand up, and then Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was like, "Who's this motherfucker who's trying to that everyone's talking about?" So then he actually showed up to a show while Richard Pryor was performing, and he was going to perform next. And he was like, "You know what? Here you go. All right, I'm going to finish up. Here you go, Eddie." And he doesn't even get off the stage. Richard Pryor. He just watches him like, all right, you got all this hype. Show me what you got.
Right.
And and basically just stared at him on the stage, like, see how funny you are. And then when Eddie was like, damn, this is mad pressure. This is freaking Richard Pryor. He's a legend, right?
Right.
And he basically finished his set, and Richard was like, you a funny motherfucker. You know, that's a crazy story, but unfortunately, we don't have that version of Eddie anymore. And I think that's where a lot of people are going south, where they're not appreciating this because they feel like it's too PG.
Right.
But honestly,
let me ask you this real quick. As a fan of Eddie Murphy himself, right? I want to answer this question from John. Yeah, I know this movie was nostalgic and it was good to see all the guys get together again, but did you actually like this movie?
Me? Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was funny. You
would recommend it?
I would recommend it. Listen, do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Barbershop. You enjoy Barbershop?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a hood movie? No. Is it comedic? Does it have comedic people in it? Yes. Is the storyline family oriented and they try to direct you towards towards the end of everyone being together and family and painting people in positive lights? Yeah. So this is that kind of movie. It's a feel good movie. It's not a Friday, right? But it is a Barbershop if you want to compare it. So it's like a Barbershop style movie that's like family and has a storyline based around family, and it's a feel good movie.
I think if you were a fan of the original, you can appreciate this one as a one last hurrah, so to speak. But I don't know if they did themselves any favor as far as getting new fans to check out the franchise. I don't think they're going to be any other
What franchise are you talking about? He's going to come out with another one? It's over. Like they're not going to come out with another.
No, if it would have been good, there would have been a possibility for that. But yeah, and now let me see I don't know who this Facebook user is, but they say I think that for anyone that is younger than like 30 or 35, this is whack. But the little nostalgia highlights were nice to see. I thought it was funny, but I didn't find the guy who played his son that funny. I don't think he was hired for a comedic role though, because I don't think he was trying. There was nothing in his lines or his thing that was supposed to be funny.
His presentation, his voice kind of reminds me a little bit of a young Chris Tucker, where it's not about saying the funny things; it's about how he says it. That kind of sounds funny. No, he's not really a Chris Tucker. He reminds me like of one of the guys that were on that movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Jack Black and what's the name of that? Where you have where Robert Downey Jr. plays a black guy playing a black guy.
Tropic
Thunder. Yeah. So there was a soldier in there who he had like a rapper. He was a rapper and he had a video called Booty Juice.
Yeah, right? Booty sweat.
So that guy reminded me of the son.
I guess, yeah, but the guy from Tropic Thunder was funny. I think this guy's a more serious actor. I don't know if comedy is his forte because I don't know if it was he lacked that comedic timing or maybe that wasn't his role to be funny. I don't know. He was just a really good looking guy. Played Eddie Murphy's son.
There's a lot of comedians, man, on that. Tracy Morgan's in it. I'll get to that in a second. Let's read this comment. When I think of great Eddie films, I think of 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, Nutty Professor. Well, the first Coming to America and Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights
rank with any of those movies for me. Yeah, totally different premise. And if you think about it, like look at the movies you named there: 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, right? Nutty Professor's on a different genre. It's on a different section, right? It's a different version of Eddie, and it was great. But guess what? Nutty Professor is not going to stand up against 48 Hours because again, that was a different version of Eddie. Harlem Nights, different version of Eddie. Now, if there's one thing that we can admit, Eddie Murphy is a talented motherfucker. That dude can sing. He's a crazy actor.
My girl likes to party on the
time. But you can't even front because you go on vacation all over the world, and then that song is still playing. Like it's still in the 80s. God bless him, and it was a hit, and it still is a hit. But no, I'm talking about he actually can sing, and he's actually played in movies where he's actually showcased his singing abilities, and he's a talented guy. He wears many hats, but he basically has committed to not being the same Eddie that we fell in love with, but nonetheless, he's still great. He's still, you know, I still feel like he puts out quality stuff. But if you're looking for that old school style stuff, it's not going to be that.
Right.
Rick is always singing. I love it. That's right. He is. You gotta make it seem like it's about movies, but then he'll start singing for no reason, right? Or did she say? But you are comparing movies from one particular time 30 years later. This wasn't there. Are there sequels that are that far apart? Yeah, that's a very good point.
I think Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters was horrible.
Cringeworthy, yeah.
Oh, like they should have left that alone, but nonetheless.
Not even Thor could save it.
Yeah, so so I don't know. We got to do the research on that and what movies because it's been done have come back. Like RoboCop. Anything else that I can think of that they remade and then
John just said this with a bunch.
Zoolander 2, Anchorman 2, Dumb and Dumber 2, all fall apart. Was Zoolander 2 far from 1? I don't really even remember that. I didn't even watch Zoolander 2. I'm sorry, I didn't. But yeah, those are also different types of comedians involved in that. So we can't compare Ben Stiller to Eddie Murphy. Right? Yeah.
Both are great. Just two different levels of greatness.
No, Ben Stiller's a funny guy. He definitely is. Along Came Polly, bro. Like that movie had me laughing. I don't know why it had me laughing, especially when he started dancing salsa.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But yeah, man. I mean, listen, I felt like it was a good movie. Don't go into it expecting the same exact thing that we had with the first one. Because it was split between New York and Zamunda. But you had Tracy Morgan, and I think Tracy Morgan is talented, but his type of comedy is hit or miss with me. He has a show called The Last G or something like that.
I kind of like
Julia
that.
Loves. The Julia Loves. I like that. But his type of comedy is not that funny to me. So when I saw that he was involved in this, I was like, come on, man. Like he's not that funny. Especially when you had that I gotta get her name because I'm forgetting her name. The give me the cast of the movie. The one who played his baby mama. Who's his baby mama?
Hold on.
From Ghostbusters.
Her name is Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones is not funny at all to me. Not at all. I don't want to see any of those movies. But her cornism didn't affect the movie that bad because there was so much going on, And Tracy Morgan was actually good in this movie where he didn't bother me. But if there's anyone that stole the show, hands down, it has to be Wesley Snipes.
Oh, absolutely.
Wesley Snipes stole every scene. Mm-hmm. He was funny. He was creative. He started doing these crazy dance moves, step moves. Bro, they had everyone in this movie. They had freaking Rick Ross. They had freaking.
I hated that.
But at the same time, he didn't have really any role. He was just like background. Right. They had Michael Blackson, which he was funny.
Oh, that was nice.
When he did the intro. They had so many people. They had Morgan Matumbo, and he was like, no, it was true to many of these original. And what was dope was that the dude who played She's Your Queen to Be was in this, and he sang in this one. And that dude,
that was John Legend.
No, John Legend sang
voiceover
at the end.
No. John Legend was the voiceover. This guy was lip syncing.
Shut up.
I kid you not, bro. Check it out.
I saw him singing at the end, but does that mean he was really?
Yeah, he was the voiceover.
I didn't hear his voice.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have recognized John Legend's voice, but
that may be true.
That may be true. I was giving that guy credit for no reason. Damn it. But nonetheless,
Good stuff.
man, hated his song.
It was annoying. It was.
Yeah.
There's a whole
Julius,
bunch of high pitches.
his little dance was funny. Yeah, he was so creative, man. Um, Wesley Snipes was awesome in that movie. Every
It makes me
scene.
want to see more of Wesley. It makes me want to see more of
And
his
in
stuff.
all honesty, man, with all the stuff that's been happening with him, the tax evasion, him doing time, us not seeing him in movies, us hearing about the ugly version of him when it came to Blade
Hmm.
and all that stuff, and then you see this and you fall in love with him again. Like he's a
Right.
talented dude, yo,
Hmm.
very talented dude. I'm so happy they chose him. He definitely, I'm not gonna say saved that movie,
No, no,
but
no.
he helped that movie along. You
I think
know, yeah, because you have to pick the right people, and I think they did a great job. So I feel like we've definite voiceover, Julia said. So like
mhm.
I think we spoke enough about these guys over here. But uh, I enjoyed it, man. Great story. I mean, decent story. I don't think they're gonna come out with another one, and if they
Nah.
do, I'm not saying I don't think anybody was really that interested in seeing another one. But nonetheless, it was very nostalgic. It was
Mhm.
very funny. It had me laughing. So
Arsenio was solid too, like John said. Arsenio was solid. Oh, that was Jay. How was you, Jayla? Yeah, it was hilarious.
he was like, uh, I was hoping that he's had that same punch, because in the
Hmm.
original he's just like he's what's his name's best friend and servant, but he just wanted some buns, man. He just
That's
wanted
it.
some buns.
He wanted to
He
get his sesame buns up.
he wanted to let people know, like, listen, I have rank. You
Mhm.
better, you better kiss my ass. Like, and then what's his name? And Eddie Murphy was like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We are just regular guys.
Yeah,
So they even had freaking the father from Lisa was Lisa's father. I think her name
yeah.
was Lisa,
McDowell.
right?
Yeah,
And McDowell's, and he still copying everything from McDonald's. He was like, "We don't have the golden arches. We have the golden
Golden
arcs."
Arcs.
Right? Like, even the freaking the McFlurry. He was like, they tried to sue me, but I'm putting the toppings on the bottom, not on the
Yeah,
top. Like I'm like, oh man, it was pretty cool to watch that, man. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
Moving on, a movie that I felt like I had to watch. I was just so curious about it. Um, let me Monster Hunter with Mila Jovovich, right? Now this movie is based off of a game, right? A game that I've never played. I had no interest in, but I figured let me give it a shot. It has Ti. It has an actor by the name of Jin, who's actually a rapper that I
Right.
met at my cousin's show back in the day called Bragging Rights, and a lot of stars came from there. So Jin actually was in Fast and the Furious. Not that you're really gonna know him because he didn't have a big role, but he actually got signed to Rough Riders because he was that good of a rapper. But he never, no album ever came to be, or whatever the case may be. It could be politics, doesn't matter. I didn't even know he was still in the game of acting. Nonetheless, he shows up in this movie. I'm like, wow, he's
Weird
still out
casting.
there, huh?
It's a
Yeah.
weird casting.
So
Jin
so
and Jim.
so you
What?
have Chin,
Yeah.
Megan Good. You have who else was in it? Ti, right? And all those people that I in fact I have a picture. Right? Let me pull this up. Right, I think I have them on the side. Right, all those people that they casted. Right. Let me see if I can pull up something real quick. Right, it's loading right here. Yeah, all those people that they casted is Megan Good. You have Ti. You have Jin. Which you could barely see him there. It doesn't matter. They lasted 3.5 seconds, bro.
Really?
Three and a half seconds, bro. Like when they died, I was like, nah, they're not gonna kill all of them so quickly. Maybe one or two, but not all of them. But it was just like, bang. That whole story
Just
was
from Mila
based,
Jovovich?
was based on Mila Jovovich and the guy
Tony Jaa.
from Tony Jaa from Ung Bak. Now, when I found out Tony Jaa was in this, I know that he doesn't speak great English. So I was like, okay, hopefully they make it fun. You know, not that Jackie Chan didn't speak a lot of English at one point, but he was funny with his punchlines, right?
Right.
Things he said. Tony Jaa don't have that. He does these smiley faces, these little funny, awkward things, and it doesn't hit hard. It. I'm watching this and I'm just like, this movie sucks. But let me make it through it. Then it also has what's his name in this? One of my let me pull up his picture. He was in Hellboy. Let me pull him up. Hold on. And his character looks so freaking weird to me, bro. But again, I have to tell myself that. Do you see him? What's his name? He was in
I forget
Sons
his
of
name.
Anarchy. He was in Sons of
Ron
Anarchy.
Perlman.
Ron Perlman. I have a lot of respect for Ron Perlman, right? First of all, that character looks so weird, bro. It's such a weird character to find someone to play, But I see him with this horrible looking wig and then I'm like, this looks weird. This looks awkward. Like I don't like this story. And they end up running into each other. Basically, the premise of this movie is this: like, there's this warp that somehow in the desert and pulls Mila Jovovich and her crew. They're supposed to be an elite freaking team. What were they? They weren't SEALs. They were I forgot, some elite team, which they don't look like they're elite team, but whatever, right? And they get pulled into this warp, and then they're in the desert. And then while they're in the desert, this huge freaking monster who they call El Diablo, this beast, is basically swimming in the sand. And you can shoot it, with all types of things. You're not hurting that thing. So it was pretty like crazy. And there's a point where they get away from it, and then they hide in these tunnels to get cover, and they get away from it. But then there's these kind of like scorpion spiders that are so relentless. There was like millions of them, and basically took out pretty much most of them. And they're not made for man to kill them. So Mila Jovovich, who's by herself, she almost dies. She runs into Tony Jaa, who Tony Jaa was basically stranded out there, and basically he learned certain things, how to survive, and he has this huge ass weapon that he ends up using later. And obviously, I realize this is from a game. Was it entertaining? The graphics were great.
A movie's bad when the best compliment you can say the CGI was awesome.
The CGI was cool, but it was more comical than it was anything to me, man. It really was. Like I was just really like let down. And then I think the budget for this. Let me see. Let me hold on before I read it.
Somebody just needed to write Mila Jovovich a check. That's what that was. They said.
Oh no, what's it called? Oh, by the way, I meant to mention. So for Coming to America 2, the budget was $60 million, and
that's not terrible.
And they sold it to Amazon for $127 million. So listen, during these times, everyone's trying to figure out where they're going to go, who they're going to
doubled up.
Everyone's coming at them. Everyone's like, hey, we want to show you things. HBO, hey, we want to show you a thing. Do you want to go? Do you want to take your risk in the movie theaters? All these different things. People were trying to figure out which avenue, right? So they figured, you know what? Us doubling up is not a bad thing. We can move on to the next project. And Amazon, think about it. They put out quality stuff, but think about the competition. Netflix, HBO Max now, Disney Plus. These are the big dogs. You were a big dog, now not so much, because all these other mediums are really thriving. Disney is really thriving. HBO really thriving. Netflix has been thriving with all their original stories. So Amazon Prime, they were licking their chops and they said, listen, we'll offer you $127 million. Let's make this deal. I wonder what the other guys were offering them, but nonetheless, that's what they accepted. So just pay attention to that little battle, because everyone's trying to decide where's the best way to get their stuff shown.
Right.
So
the movies.
Let's see how much people are going back to the movies.
Right. Interesting to say the
But
least.
can you look up how much Monster Hunter has made?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 2 seconds. Monster Hunter. Okay, Box Office Mojo is the site to go to. Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah. Talking about coming to
Ugh.
America. Julia said, "Freaking Arsenio hasn't done shit in years," and his witch doctor he was playing was funny. They reprised their original roles of playing the barber and Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, and I think they did a great job. It was funny. It wasn't as funny as the first one, but they even brought back Sexual Chocolate, bro. Sexual Chocolate. We made it to the end of the movie, and then all of a sudden, Sexual Chocolate came on, and I was like, she was like, "Oh my God, who's coming? Who's coming?" Oh, and she was naming all these
Big time old school hip hop
old school R and
rappers.
B
Classic.
people,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Is it this person? Is it Gladys Knight? Is it this person?" I was like, "No, no, no. Who is it? It's Sexual Chocolate."
They were like, who?
And they got shipped to Zamunda to do that, and that was funny. So definitely had a good time, man. There was a lot of makeup that was involved in that, but I figured
Yeah.
I'll mention that.
Yeah, what was the budget of Monster Hunter?
I don't know. I don't know what the budget of that one was.
Well, I'll tell you this much: it made total worldwide 28 million.
Okay, so there's not much that is going up against in the movie theater, and they decided to go the route of the movie theater, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's impressive. Mhm.
Mhm.
I don't know. I
I
don't
can't
know.
tell you. Yo,
But
not for nothing, China is killing it. Yo, they're killing it with like I don't know what the story is. Maybe because there are no major blockbuster films coming out, and maybe China is open now. Like they're not shut down like pandemic wise. They got movies that are making like Marvel status money right now. There's a movie called Hi Mom, made $783 million.
but that's the thing, right? Well, that sometimes
Bro, that's
a mo-
almost $1 billion for a movie named
sometimes
Hi Mom.
sometimes a movie will make a lot of money depending on the time it came out. It came and what it's going up against. But if you think about it, with everyone being stuck at home and COVID and getting and them opening the doors, everyone is running to the movies. If there's one thing that China does, man, they love watching movies, bro. They
Yeah.
always their numbers never dwindle. So whatever they put out, I think people just go and see. It doesn't matter. The government okayed this. I'm gonna see this. So
Bro, listen to this. The movie is called Hi Mom. Almost made $1 billion. It's about a woman who travels back in time to befriend her own mother in an attempt to make her life better. Yo, that sounds like a movie that's on the Life Channel. And this
I
shit
got.
almost made $1 billion, bro.
Are you gonna watch it?
Nope.
You
I think
did
I might
tell
watch Detective Chinatown because I heard that was pretty good. That's another one that made almost 700 million, bro.
I think you told someone in the room that you were gonna check it out.
Hi, Mom?
Yeah.
Hell, maybe.
Hell, maybe I did say that. Maybe I did say that, right?
Maybe I did. Yeah, but China's killing it, man. China, there's hope for the movie theaters.
Julia said, I didn't see it, but anything with T.I. sucks.
That's
Was
not
it?
true. Ant-Man was in T.I. T.I. was in Ant-Man. Ant-Man did not suck.
And guess what? He's not signing on for the next one.
No?
Mm-mm.
Why? What happened? Money?
I don't know.
Money issues?
I don't know. I didn't read the article, but
Well,
I was. It didn't hurt my feelings enough for me to read the article, so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Listen, if they was to tell me that other actor is in it who's funny as hell,
mhm.
I don't even know his name. Doesn't matter. But he's an Ant-Man. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are there any good movies with Ti? Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Right.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Okay, but let me see. Ti movies. Let's see what movies he's been in. All right, he's been in a bunch. All right, so there's Takers. I wasn't crazy about Takers. He was in Get Hard. Not for long. Cutthroat City. I'd never seen. He was in American Gangster, and obviously that's a great movie. But he wasn't the main part of that
Focus.
movie.
Yeah.
ATL. I don't know. Identity Theft, Sleepless, No Monster Hunter, Pop Star, Entourage, Crystal, Ride Along 2. Nothing really selling his acting chops to me. Maybe ATL might have been good, but I don't
He
even
plays
remember.
basically the same character anyway.
I guess so, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. So Takers, he wasn't bad in, and he was he was one of the villains. But who knows, man? Yeah, he doesn't bother me that much. So I don't cringe when I hear that he's in a movie, but certain people I cringe for. You know.
Right.
So yeah, we were gonna watch Raya and the Last Dragon, and I
Didn't get
started
around
I
to it.
started
Yeah.
watching it. I was tired. I couldn't finish it. And then when I tried watching it before the show, I was literally watching it in faster speed. So they were like, right? So I was trying to make it through it, but then I was doing the math. I said, there's no way I'm gonna make it by 9 o'clock. You know what? This is a really good story. I'm gonna talk about this on a later date. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, ATL. That's it. So that's what Julia said. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, ATL was decent, but otherwise nothing that really kind of sells his acting chops to be able to have his own role or anything like that. But I give him credit for trying. Some people I just wish they would stop, but whatever. But yeah, so I mean obviously we got a bunch of things coming on the horizon. We have originally, I thought it was a movie, uh Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You thought it was a movie?
Originally, I thought it was a movie, and then when I heard it was gonna be episodes, I was like, oh shit, okay, I'll see what they do with that. Okay,
Marvel
so
can't miss.
Marvel can miss, but they've been on on fire lately.
For sure.
Listen, I mean, certain the stories that they're telling. There's a million stories, there's a million characters. Like honestly, if they choose the wrong story, you might lose a little interest.
They got
But
an infinite catalog, bro. They
but
just
but they are definitely connecting everything, and it's making it very very interesting. And I've been enjoying it. I'm a little sad. What's it called? It's over. We'll talk about on WandaVision. We'll talk about that. But there's something I wanted to watch, and you should do the same, Rick. That shows like the behind the scenes and all that stuff of WandaVision. So I
Mhm.
figured before we talk about, I wanted to add to the season finale, and a lot of my guesstimates and all my predictions. And I read an article that was upset me about what was removed because of COVID,
right.
and
And
they
time,
filmed
and time restraints also.
time restraints, and they filmed certain scenes that would have blew our minds. And I enjoyed the season finale, but it could have been so much better. So we'll talk about that once we see all the behind the scenes stuff, and we can talk about that as a whole. We'll do that for another episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we have Falcon and Winter Soldier. What else is coming out? Anything? Obviously, you got Godzilla versus Kong. Kong
Oh
versus
man,
Godzilla.
I'm going to IMAX for that one. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get my COVID shot. Bam! I'm going to the theater, get the goggles, the mats. I'm going in, man. I'm gonna go bring Stormbreaker because obviously I'm Team Kong.
Yes, 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 yes. I would go there in my gorilla outfit. I do own one.
Oh, that'll be dope.
But I'm always Sir Gorilla up.
Yes, so I got the
But
Harambe on the forehead.
yes, sir. Always representing. So yeah. So what else is on the horizon?
You got the King Kong versus Godzilla. You got what else is coming up? There's a couple of them. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Had a list. Hold on. What's coming out, dog?
What's wrong with you? So you got
Um,
Mortal Kombat. You got
oh yes, yes, yes.
we got Free Guy with Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds.
I actually want to see that.
I don't know what it's about, but he's earned my trust. So
Mm.
definitely. I want to see Nobody with the guy.
What's nobody?
Nobody is. Let me see. So it has Bob Odenkirk. He's from okay, a bystander who intervenes to help a woman being harassed by a group of men become
Oh
things
yeah,
like that.
that looks good. That looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He's from
I'm
um
nobody.
he's from Better Call Saul, right? And he's great in that show. He's from originally from Breaking Bad. So like I was very shocked to see that this is
An
having,
action movie. Yeah.
it's a rated R movie. It's a guy who had enough, and he doesn't give a fuck about what's gonna happen to himself, and basically, uh, it goes buck wild. We got Venom 2. I'm not looking forward to that one, but okay. I didn't like the first one.
Right.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I actually am
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to this one because when I read the premise of it, it sounded cool. Suicide Squad.
When does
uh,
Boss Level come out? That should be coming out soon.
Which one?
Boss Level.
What movie's Boss Level? I gotta see. I gotta look. I didn't get to that one that far.
It's gonna be for like pure entertainment value because it's similar. It's similar to a lot of movies that have already done that same thing where you wake up the same day over and over and over. You can't die. You keep living the same day over. It's interesting. It's with the guy who plays Crossbones in Avengers.
Okay. No, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, look it up. Boss Level, real quick.
Hold on. Before I look that up, I'm just gonna read off whatever else I see here. Matrix 4. I'm obviously looking forward to.
That's this year. All the stuff is this year.
I think it's late this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that's happening for 2021. Mission Impossible 7, Candyman. I care less about Fast and the Furious. Godzilla Kong. Army of Dead. Dune. Cruella. Space Jam. The Tomorrow War. I don't even know what that is. Is that another sequel to The Expendables? This actually has this guy in this. It has Chris Pratt in this. Who knows?
Mm.
Who else? Oh, of course, Black Widow. That's coming. I've been waiting for that. Spiral with Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker? No, Chris Rock. Chris Rock, and it's supposed to be a sequel to what's that? Do you want to play a game? What's that movie?
Oh, fucking Saw.
Saw, yeah. I'm curious what they do with that. Luca, that's another Disney movie. Let me see. Top Gun, Maverick,
Right.
Jungle Cruise with The Rock.
That's a long time in the making so far.
Another G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes. Oh my god.
Oh no, that could be dope, bro.
It could be dope. The first one was supposed to be
I
dope.
hated all the other G.I. Joe movies, but Snake Eyes is a dope character. I heard that's gonna be solely about him, and he is the saving grace of G.I. Joe, man. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. They gotta do this guy justice, man.
They do not have my confidence as of right now, so let's see.
Mm-hmm.
No Time to Die, Death on the Nile. I think that's another Rock movie. Let me see. Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's basically it. There's a lot of things coming out, but a handful of things I'm looking forward to. Let's see. I know this month is going to be a busy month, so we're going to have to kind of organize these episodes and figure out what we're going to talk about for these episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah. But show.
But that's it, man. I mean, that's all we really saw. Let me see what this comment says. Oh no! What is she saying no to?
Oh, we missed that one. Missed opportunities.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what's coming on the horizon. I enjoyed one of these movies. Like I can say that if Monster Hunter was on TV as I'm going through the channels, it's not going to be one of those movies that I keep on. I'm going to be like, no. Nah, I already wasted my time watching it.
If it was Twinder, you swipe left, right?
Are you still going to watch it?
Probably not. I got a backlog of stuff I need to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to make the cut.
I was just curious because I kept,
I would have watched out of curiosity. Like if you never watched it, I probably would have watched it. But since you watched it and you said it sucks, I'm gonna take you at face value.
Yeah, bro. The sign language that they were using, he was trying to say that Diablo can be killed. Can be put to sleep by taking the tail from that scorpion spider. And using it to attack the big monster,
right?
But he doesn't speak English, so she's like, "I'm not going back in there. What are you, crazy?" And he's like, Diablo. And that's how he did it. I was like, Jesus, please, is this movie over yet? Like, it was horrible. And then there was a scene where she offers him a piece of chocolate as a thank you. And then he's like, ugh, nasty. Right? No, he didn't say nasty. He said, right?
The chocolate?
And then he eats it. And he's like, ugh, bro, like he wants more. Like, bro, it just drove me crazy. And I'm like, Tony Jaa, you are better than this guy. Pick a better movie, bro. Like, so that's what I wanted to ask you. Are people? This is based off.
Sometimes you just gotta work. Sometimes you just gotta work, man.
So that's my question. Are people taking these movies because they're like, this could be big, right? Because nobody wants to say no to something that they regret later. Will Smith passed on Matrix. Certain people, I'm sure certain big actors have passed on Marvel movies, and see how well these people's careers are doing now, right? So is this one of those things where they're like, hey, you never know, I'm gonna sign up and hopefully it does well, because Mila Jovovich obviously has been a cash cow for that franchise of Resident Evil. I can care less about those movies. I think it's been overdone, overkilled. It's done. I don't care. She doesn't do anything for me. I didn't even like that game, but she basically she set the premise. She set the premise. She's made a lot of money doing those movies. So I guess she was like, I'll do another game movie. Bro, it was horrible. It was horrible. At least with zombies, it was more action.
Yeah.
This one she was talking to Tony Jaa like he was a caveman. It was horrible. Yeah, exactly. I went to the zoo and I had a better conversation with the monkeys than she did with Tony Jaa. Whatever. Nonetheless, he's still a great martial artist. He's amazing.
Oh yeah, action stuff. Definitely sign me up.
I think he has enough money to hire
English teacher.
Yeah, exactly. So he can transition better into American movies.
All the Brits are doing it, man. They clearing out. You don't even know they're British, man.
Bro, they steal
interviews.
They steal everything. They're in all our TV shows, in all our movies, and then all of a sudden when they get interviewed, they're talking with a freaking British accent. And you're like, what the fuck?
What kind of Frogger knuckle bullshit is this?
You're like, don't tell me that's so, Superman, right? And then he's like talking with a British accent, like, yeah. I don't even know what they eat, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna pretend.
Right, don't be stereotypical right now.
No, tea. Do they
tea and biscuits? Tea and crumpets?
Tea and crumpet? I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. Oh, John Devlin wrote, G.I. Joe Retaliation sucks, but I love it. I love it. The same way Coming to America 2 sucks, but Serge still loves it. Do not compare Marlon Wayans on freaking G.I. Joe, that version, to Coming to America 2. At least these guys made you laugh. It's totally different. Totally different. And I like Marlon Wayans, but that last G.I. Joe was just like wax sauce.
A movie's really horrible, but he has a really good performance in. He did a movie where he did a whole bunch of characters similar to like the Nutty Professor, right? But damn it, I can't. Give me a second to find it. The movie is, it's bad, but it's worth watching it just for his performance. He does a really good job with these characters, man. He really does. Hold on, let me find that out.
Yes, he is very talented, Marlon. They're both very talented. All those brothers are very talented, but I hesitate depending. Listen, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. G.I. Joe was bad. It's not. It felt like more like a TV show than it did a movie.
Sextuplets.
I did watch that. It was funny.
He played some awesome character, man. He did a great job, bro.
I don't know why Little Man has a place in my heart because he was so funny. He was so funny in that. He was like he had some type of disease where he was basically, he looks like a baby, but he really isn't a baby, and he was like a bank robber or something like that.
Right.
He was trying to get the diamond. That was a funny movie to me.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, he's a talented individual, but I'm not gonna say he doesn't have the acting chops because I believe in him.
Nah,
But
sextuplets, he really showed out because um, I thought he was just gonna like do like the characters that he does when he does like his comedy thing where he just like really over the top plays a character, but no, like the characters had like depth to them, and they felt like individuals, not like he was just acting out.
mm-hmm.
He did a fantastic. I think he did a great job. He showed me his versatility in that movie. Sextuplets, man.
I did see that a while ago. I don't remember the whole moral of the story, but it doesn't matter. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, they were his twins. They were all brothers and sisters and shit from different
He's
parents.
great. He's a talented individual. He's been seeing more and more opportunities. I think on Netflix they gave him a show that was funny, that was cute, it was family based, But let's see what they do with Snake Eyes. They have to prove themselves to me for me to watch it.
For sure.
But then again, maybe they'll do a good trailer, and I might be like, oh, I'll watch it.
Yeah, man.
So let's end off here, guys. If you guys have any feedback for us, let us hear it. We appreciate your participation and your opinions. Um, I think next week it starts Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I believe so. If not, the
So
following week for sure.
I mentioned before that I feel like we lost a lot of viewers or a lot of people watching because they don't have access to WandaVision and they didn't want to watch a review on it because they're not watching it or they don't have access to it because again, Disney Plus really just started coming into fruition, and people already are paying money to other mediums and they're like, I'm not going to pay another one. So if you are one of those people who really want to watch it or want to catch up with any of those shows, reach out to me. I have a means of allowing you to gain access. I think your brother Xavier finally has seen the light, and now he has access to everything. So
Yeah.
like he hit me up and was like, "Hey man, I actually finally got to watch. I binge watched WandaVision, and I really enjoyed it. And he doesn't live here. He lives in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
So I was surprised. I was like, "Oh man, you an Ohio guy?"
Uh-huh.
But nonetheless, like if you're one of those people who don't have access and there's certain shows that you're tired of hearing about but you don't have access to, talk to me. Maybe I can help you out, and we'll work things out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But hey guys, thank you so much. On to the next show. Let me cue this up. Remember, guys, do what you love.
And love what you do, man.
Word up, y'all. Catch you next time. All right. Peace.